According to scientists, only 42% of the Earth has been comprehensively explored, which leaves more than half of it unexplored. But even then, our planet doesn't fail at surprising us with treasures that have left people spellbound for years. In this video, we will take a look at some of the treasures that are so amazing that they're still being explored and make us want to uncover more of the planet's treasures and learn about our world. But before we move ahead, take a moment to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell icon. Do aliens exist? This is a question that has kept everyone on the edge of their seats for decades. It is a very interesting fact about the existence of living beings on any other planet. Whereas researchers have been trying to find aliens for a long time, but they have not reached the conclusion. The more we find or learn, the more we know about how many environments could exist for life. However, we cannot say whether or not aliens exist. As Carl Sagan quotes, "The universe is a pretty big space. If it is just us, it seems like an awful waste of space." With all the telescopes up in space and located on ground on Earth, the search for aliens is well underway. However, as of now, it remains a topic of intense research, debate, and interest. Deep sea. The ocean is pretty deep, and to add to the challenge of exploring oceans, its floor is not flat. More than 80% of the water has remained unseen and unexplored. In 1864, the first deep-sea life was formed. The deep sea is the least explored area on the planet because of the intense pressures that make it so difficult to explore the deep sea. There are so many plants, animals, and species yet to be discovered. Around 8.7 million species live in the deep water. Technologies have used different resources for better understanding, such as submersibles, remotely operated vehicles, satellites, rovers, diving, and even scuba gears, buoys, and water column samplers. The deepest place in the ocean is called the Challenger Deep in the Pacific Ocean, with a depth of 10,935 meters. And as a matter of fact, scientists have a better understanding of the Martian surface than our oceans. The reason why exploring our oceans and mapping them has remained difficult is due to the lack of light in deep sea coupled with intense pressures, making deep sea exploration highly complicated. Better knowledge of the deep sea will help us to use and manage water resources properly, and it is of great speculation that the oceans on Earth contain many more secrets and treasures that may only be discovered and revealed if the oceans are thoroughly explored. Underwater caves. Underwater caves still need to be explored because they can be a home to unique ecosystems. These caves are very difficult to access as they require highly specialized equipment because these caves are very dark and the visibility is very limited, which makes it extremely challenging for the divers to maneuver and navigate within these caves. Another reason is these caves are very narrow and tight for the divers to move around. Additionally, some caves are very deep and the divers need to be trained and equipped properly to handle any unexpected situations. Lastly, they can be home to dangerous creatures that can be harmful and deadly that cannot be treated without proper training and equipment. Like many species in the deep caves are very rare because of the food-producing chemical process happening there. Fernando Calderon, a Mexican and underwater cave ecologist, says, "I mostly dive in caves about 100 kilometers or less from the coast. When we start diving, there is natural light around us, but as we dive farther, it turns dark, and we switch on our lights and follow the cave line. A thin thread explorers leave behind for divers to find their way in and out of the cave. While some caves are just a few meters long, some stretch over 300 kilometers and could be deeper than 50 meters. But the mysterious world we see inside is worth the risk. Most underwater caves have only crustaceans and fish, with many species found nowhere else in the world. Some may also have sea urchins, sea stars, sponges, worms, and mollusks. Advanced diving training is given to those divers who wish to dive deeper into the waters and explore the caves and underwater structures in greater detail and better understand the waters in order to scratch out treasures the waters have. Dead Bishop's Treasure. In 1357, a ship named São Vicente set off journey from Portugal to France, carrying a treasure acquired by the Bishop of Lisbon. That treasure consisted of gold, silver, rings, jewels, tapestries, fine plates, and even portable altars. While sailing near Spain, the ship was attacked by two heavily armed pirates, whose crew seized the treasure. Later, one of the pirates was captured and the other pirate with the treasure remained unknown. Lost Raphael painting. The Italian painter Raphael Sanzio from 1483 to 1520 painted this portrait of a young man in September 1939 when Germany invaded Poland. The officials stole that painting from the Poland Museum and wanted to see it in Linz Art Gallery, Austria. The identity of the person and the date when it was painted are still unknown. Ancient civilizations. As archaeologists conduct more and more researches, they discover new treasures, which were previously unknown to us, and they inform us about very important times in history, and some of these treasures are believed to be ancient civilizations. The Earth has remained home to not just us, but a greater number of civilizations. When civilizations are discovered by archaeologists, it's of great importance, because they teach us about the lives of the humans from the past, which holds great value. Every now and then, when diggings are done, the soil reveals to us new evidence pointing to civilizations that existed long ago. However, the search continues because diggings are being made, and the more we dig, the more we discover. Royal casket. In 1800, Poland's Princess Izabela Czartoryska created the royal casket, which contained the collection of artifacts from the royal families who had ruled the country. These artifacts included jewels worn by the kings of Poland, works of art, and other mementos. In 1795, when Poland was divided into several states, the invaders took that casket. Now the contents of the casket are lost, and no one knows what it was. Michelangelo's Mask of a Faun. This marble mask of a faun, being a half-human, half-goat creature, has been assigned to the Italian artist Michelangelo, who lived from 1475 to 1564. The Bargello Museum in Florence, Italy, owned the mask, but it was stolen in 1944 from Castello di Papi, a castle in Tuscany. The soldiers stole the mask in 1944 August and placed it in a truck. That was the last time when the mask was seen, and now the location of the mask is unknown. Lost cities. 29% of the Earth is covered by land. However, that's something we think we know, because in all honesty, the percentage of land is highly likely to be greater than 29%. Owing to the fact that our Earth is home to pieces of land and cities that have been lost. Places we don't know of yet, places that exist, but we don't know where. The idea of lost cities has gradually gained traction among people, and the chances of more land existing remain promising. Because throughout history, archaeologists have consistently been finding places that were lost in history, but then were later rediscovered, such as Machu Picchu, Troy, Angkor Wat, and so on. Until today, there are great signs of more cities existing, but it's only a matter of time before we find them. So, there exist many treasures that are still evading to be discovered. All the way from land to oceans and then into space, there are high signs of unknown things existing we don't know of. Because the Earth we live on and the universe our Earth lives in are highly vast and complicated, so they're surely home to more than what we believe exists. As far as Earth is concerned, the search for aliens, lost cities, underwater wonders, and even ancient civilizations progresses every now and then. We are introduced to new things which we previously had no clue of. So the search is palpable, but requires patience. So until another discovery is made and we bring you with another video, why don't you spend some time checking out our other videos? But before leaving, take a moment to like and subscribe. Ring the bell icon to stay tuned.